Welcome to Coaching for Creatives with Kirsten. My name is Kirsti Call. I'm a therapist-trained life coach and a children's book author. Together, we'll get the drama out of our lives and onto the page. Let's get started.
You are listening to Episode 40, Suffering Ahead of Time. I can't fathom the suffering that's happening in the world right now. It's heartbreaking and haunting and just horrible. I hope through this podcast to help people decrease the personal suffering we create for ourselves with our runaway thoughts. I'm going to give a very simple example from my life. My 15-year-old daughter, Sophia, took her time learning to walk. I remember when she was 12 months old, I knew she was capable of walking. I just knew she could do it. So I thought, I'll give her a little encouragement. I've done this 3 times before with her older siblings. I'm a veteran mother of toddlers. So I put Sophia about 6 feet away from me, facing me. I held my arms open and said, Sophia, come to me. I know you can do this. Walk to me. She looked me straight in the eye with a death glare only a baby Sophia can produce. Then she turned her back to me, walked 13 steps the opposite direction, and sat down. She didn't take another step for 3 months afterwards. I was in shock after witnessing this display of fierce independence. First of all, not only could Sophia walk, but she could really walk. She didn't fall and get up again like most toddlers do when they're learning. She not only turned around without falling, but she walked a full 13 steps. I wondered if she'd been practicing on the sly. And then there was the message she gave me, loud and clear. She didn't want to walk, and she certainly didn't want to walk towards me. In fact, she didn't want to walk at all. She would walk on her own timeline. So my first thought was, oh my goodness. What is she going to be like as a teenager? Will I be able to handle her? Will she rebel against everything I wish and hope for her? I immediately started imagining all the things that could go wrong with a headstrong daughter. I was suffering ahead of time for no reason at all. Of course, my brain went straight to the negativity, right? But then I thought, wow, this girl is stubborn. She'll move mountains. When she decides something, she does it. She'll accomplish whatever she wants to accomplish. And you know what? She's an incredibly headstrong 15-year-old who is passionate about her goals and works hard to make things happen. I'm not going to lie. We have our hard moments. But honestly, our hard moments haven't been any worse than the hard moments with any of my other kids. You can take that as you will. I am certain the kids got all their stubborn genes from their dad. So why do we worry ahead of time? 80% of our thoughts are negative. This is just normal and part of being human. We catastrophize situations. Our brains get dramatic. We worry. We think things like, I'll never be able to solve this problem. Everything is just getting worse. This is only going to escalate. We're headed for a train wreck. We're headed for disaster. Our brains make things dramatic, but seriously, suffering ahead of time doesn't actually help us, right? In fact, it makes things worse. So, here are some ways to stop ourselves from suffering ahead of time. Number 1, notice you are suffering ahead of time. Ask yourself, is this thing I'm worried about happening right now? Am I worried about something in the future? Have I created an entire future disaster in my head? Noticing you're suffering ahead of time is the first step. Number 2, ask yourself if you want your negative story to be wrong. If you want to cling to a negative narrative, that's your choice. But no, you can choose to alleviate the suffering. If you want to let go of your negative narrative, that's the next step. Number 3, identify clean pain versus dirty pain. Clean pain is pain you want to have. For example, if someone dies or there are people suffering, you may want to feel pain. This is clean pain. Sorrow and grief are clean pain. Dirty pain comes from shame and blame and judgment. Dirty pain makes you want to hide. If you are feeling clean pain, this is healthy emotional suffering. If you are feeling dirty pain, this is the time to clean up your thoughts and alleviate the suffering you are causing for yourself. Number 4, open up your mind to the idea that there are solutions. You are not stuck. You have options. There are always options. Get curious. Ask yourself, what are the options? What are the solutions? Is there a way to solve this that is acceptable to me and whomever else is involved? And lastly, number 5, you are the hero of your story. I want to say that again. You are the hero of your story. You are not the victim. Remind yourself, ultimately, you are the one who can save yourself from your own painful thoughts and feelings and beliefs. Perhaps you can think things like, I'm going to take this one day at a time, or I will figure it out, or I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be on my journey. You can also think, I know exactly how to solve this problem, or perhaps this problem isn't really a problem at all. Or you could think, I'm choosing to believe things will work out in the end. Or, nothing has gone wrong here. Or you can think, my feelings and thoughts make sense, but I don't have to believe them, especially if they're causing suffering. And again, my favorite, I am not the victim in my story. I am the hero. So, as you stop yourself from suffering ahead of time, know your day-to-day suffering really does make you stronger, more empathetic, more resilient. You are stronger than your struggles. Until next time, keep smiling.
If you like what you've heard, check out my Get Yourself Unstuck program. Go to KirstenCall.com. That's KirstineCall.com and schedule a free consultation today. Coaching for Creatives is produced by Kirsti Call. Music and audio engineering by James Call.